Guys, thanks again for joining me. This is Razon F1. Today I'm going to be talking about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which finished just a little while ago. Boy, what a race was that! It reminded me of Canada 2012, and Spa 2011, I think it was. You know the ones that where Jenson Button took victory from the back of the grid, and the Canada one that went on for 4 hours or something. Anyway, enough of the nostalgia. Let's get on with this one. Carlos Sainz and Daniel Kvyat crashed into each other, and Palmer unfortunately had to retire on the second lap with the same issue like yesterday. His engine started smoking due to the earlier contact with Sainz. Kvyat had to retire, and due to the fact that the marshals were a bit inexperienced, and there was a lot of debris on the track as well, that brought out the first safety car. Lewis Hamilton was complaining that the Bernd Mayländer, the safety car driver, was driving too slow, and there was a lot of debris on the track because of a lot of smaller contact happened, which ultimately resulted in a lot of punctures during the early part of the race. Anyway, so that brought out the first safety car, and then Kimi Räikkönen and Valtteri Bottas T-boned each other, which caused even more debris, which brought out the second safety car, and then the race was there was 3 times in total that the safety car was out in racing conditions, and then because Sebastian Vettel ended up crashing into Lewis. Sebastian claimed that Lewis was brake testing him, but he wasn't. But then Sebastian got a 10 second stop and go penalty for dangerous driving, and I only realized this after the when I watched the highlights on Channel 4, that Vettel actually it looked like he deliberately crashed into Hamilton. So that was what it was for. And then the other incidents were that poor Max Verstappen had the same engine failure as he did in Canada, so he had to retire, and then the safety car was brought out again because both Force India's Ocon and Perez crashed into each other, which brought out the safety car and caused the race to be eventually stopped. The race was eventually stopped on lap 23 out of 51, and when Perez and Kimi Räikkönen managed to take the restart, although they did get into, Kimi got a 10-second penalty, and Perez got a drive-through, I think, because the engineers were doing illegal repairs on during the race stop interval, and the race was started under the safety car. Massa unfortunately had to retire due to a suspension issue. I think it was a right rear damper that was causing him trouble, which was really sad, because at this point he was lying in third position. Hülkenberg unfortunately hit the wall and damaged his front wing, so his race was over. And so Hamilton had to make an extra pit stop because his headrest became loose, and the team was instructed by the FIA to pit him for safety reasons. Perez retired on lap 41 due to a broken seat, and Kimi also retired due to because the damage to his Ferrari was too extensive following that earlier contact with the earlier crash with Valtteri Bottas. So it was a surprise win for Daniel Ricciardo, who at one stage was down in 18th place. The second place looked to belong to Lance Stroll. However, Valtteri Bottas took it on the last lap. But anyway, Lance Stroll finished an amazing third on the podium, and is now the youngest podium finisher in Formula 1 ever. So well done Lance Stroll. And the other notable thing is that Alonso takes McLaren's first points of the season for 9th place, which is equal for 2 points. Yes. So this concludes my summary of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and I see you for the next race in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here, guys. See you later.